Hello, this is David Lindsley. Among the thousands of ancient artifacts discovered in North America in the past 200 years, there is a particular stone box that has intriguing connections to teachings of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. The box was found in Michigan in the 1800s and is made of slate with copper fasteners. This early photo of the box was taken about 100 years ago and shows the lid being propped up in order to see the details. For a time, it was part of the private collection of Milton Hunter, but was later given to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Utah. In 1997, arrangements were made to send the entire Milton Hunter collection of artifacts, now known as the Michigan Artifacts, to the Michigan History Museum in Lansing. This photo was taken in Utah before the box was transferred. According to cataloging records by the Michigan Museum, for some strange reason, they only have the lid of the box as shown here. The actual box part is missing, so I refer to it as the lost box. Here again is a photo of the box taken in 1997. The engravings on the front side are similar to those on many of the Michigan artifacts. It's the back side of the box, however, that we will focus on. This is the back of the box. What are we looking at here? In the center is a scene of a man and woman on their knees praying over an altar. Above them is the all-seeing eye of God. At the right is an angelic being. And on the left is the devil with a snake near his feet. It appears that the angel is ordering the devil to depart, and is shown leaving the scene. The figures of the man and woman are drawn in a simple style, but one feature is a bit confusing. Why does the couple at the altar have wings? Horns, halos, and wings are all artistic devices used to show the importance or power of the person in paintings and sculptures. These wings, then, indicate that these two people are very important. Here is another artifact from the Michigan collection. It shows a large building and some written characters. Notice the so-called mystic symbol at the top, and also above the building on the left. Recall that the mystic symbol represents the name of God written in Hebrew, so this implies that the building is for Jehovah, or holy. Maybe this is a temple? On the back is a scene nearly identical to the back of the lost box. The figures are drawn a little differently, but clearly there is a man and woman kneeling at an altar, again with wings. I recently found the same scene on a third Michigan artifact. The tablet has several drawings described onto it from scenes of the Garden of Eden. God creates Adam. Adam names the trees and flowers in the Garden of Eden. God creates Eve, and Eve eats the forbidden fruit as the serpent looks on. The scenes on the back of this tablet, beginning at the top, are apparently Cain after he murdered Abel, and in the lower left, Moses receiving the Ten Commandments from God. We have both of these stories in the Old Testament. It is the scene in the lower right I want to focus on. The image is worn and a little hard to see, so I've added this highlighting to see it better. It is the same depiction as the other two, with kneeling winged figures at an altar. This version also shows an angel commanding the devil to depart, all under the watchful eye of God at the top. I find it really interesting that this scene is on 3 different artifacts, which suggests that the story was worth remembering and teaching. In the context of the accompanying Garden of Eden scenes, it seems reasonable that the couple is Adam and Eve, calling upon God after they were driven out of His presence in the garden. Adding the symbolic wings back makes a scene of 2 people kneeling and praying at an altar seem very familiar. Where have we seen this before? The Ark of the Covenant is described in detail in the Bible and specifically calls for 2 figures with wings to be on the top. And the cherubim shall stretch forth their wings on high, covering the mercy seat with their wings, and their faces shall look one to another, toward the mercy seat shall the faces of the cherubim be. Notice how the wings are described as being high above the seat. No one knows exactly what the Ark of the Covenant looked like. There are many artistic versions. Some show the wings straight, others have them curved, like this one. What does the Ark symbolize? And there I will meet with thee, and I will commune with thee from above the mercy seat, from between the 2 cherubims which are upon the Ark of the testimony, of all things which I will give thee in commandment unto the children of Israel. What does the word cherubim mean? According to the Encyclopedia Britannica, the term cherubim is described as cherub, plural cherubim, in Jewish, Christian, and Islamic literature, a celestial winged being who functions as a throne bearer of the deity. The term most likely derives from the verb kerubu, meaning to pray or to bless. Who were the first when separated from God's presence to call upon Him in prayer? Of course, Adam and Eve. With Adam and Eve placed on top of the ark, it symbolizes, among other things, communication with God, a restoration of being in His presence. To me, the implication that Adam and Eve are represented by the cherubs on the ark is fascinating. It rightfully elevates Eve to being co-equal with Adam in all earthly and heavenly things. Nevertheless, neither is the man without the woman, neither the woman without the man in the Lord. No one seems to know what became of the lost box. It is very fortunate that we have photos of all sides of this box because even though the box is now lost, we still have an image that ancient inhabitants of America believed was significant. Perhaps they used it to teach the example of Adam and Eve calling upon God. Could the scene be based on knowledge of what the Ark of the Covenant looked like? Perhaps. The Nephites in the Book of Mormon cite events in the life of Moses many times, and they had scriptures recorded on the brass plates that may have included a description of the Ark of the Covenant. So it's possible that the image of the Ark may have been common in Nephite teachings. But there is more. An interesting aspect to all this is that the story of the devil being cast out of the Garden of Eden and Adam building an altar and calling on God is not mentioned anywhere in the Bible, nor the Book of Mormon, nor the Book of Moses, nor the Book of Abraham, or the Book of Enoch, nor the Book of Jasher, nor the Torah, nor is it part of the Masonic ceremony. However, as Latter-day Saints who have been endowed in the house of the Lord, these events are very familiar. If this story of Adam and Eve is not common knowledge today, how could this scene appear on at least 3 separate Michigan artifacts? Scholars have said that all the Michigan artifacts are likely fakes, but the supposed fakers were not LDS, and certainly not supporters of Joseph Smith. How could they possibly draw a scene that is not contained in any religious texts, and only taught in the temples of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints? Identifying scenes such as these further supports the authenticity of our American artifacts. They were created anciently by individuals who had knowledge that was not available in the 1800s when they were found, knowledge that was only given by revelation as part of the restoration of the fullness of the gospel. Could the reason this box be lost is because the scene is too controversial? Perhaps because it actually confirms the truthfulness of restored knowledge? Definitely something to think about. There are countless books, articles, and videos that give much more information than I can. If you want to know more, I recommend, as a starting point, you consider Wayne May's new magazine series called Land of Promise, Uncovering Ancient America. In each issue are dozens of articles by prominent authors and researchers such as Wayne May, Bruce Porter, Jonathan Neville, David Hawking, Kevin Price, and many others. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the information and material presented.